What's really good, my people? Kiwami Games here, back at it with another video for you guys. And today I owe you guys an apologies, man. A lot of you guys subscribe to this channel because you really enjoy the vampire content that I used to put out, and I know, I'm sorry, it's been quite some time since I last put out a vampire video, so this one is for you all. And to make things even better, I feel like I have something crazy, something spicy. You guys can let me know if it's just not me being copium or something like that. But what we have here is a vampire, ghost fusion, zombie kind of deck. And what we're trying to do here, as you can see, our extra deck, we have a Borreload, we have our Dissipator, we have Baron de Fleur. So we're trying to create a board where we can have at least 2 Omni Negates, with a couple monster negates, and hopefully with like a forbidden droplet or something like that, or an ash blossom in our hands, just to kind of have multiple interruptions. So without further ado, I'm just gonna jump into solo mode just to show you guys what I've been cooking for the last hour or so. And if you would like to see more of this deck in actual gameplay, like in rank mode, then you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss out when I upload this deck in action, taking it into like diamond rank and stuff like that. But without further ado, let's just jump right into the solo mode so I can show you this quick combo that I've been kind of cooking up with. Alright, my beautiful people, so in this replay we're gonna go up against Vanquished Soul, and I'm gonna be able to show you the combo once again. So we're gonna normal summon Ghost, send Retainer to the graveyard. He's gonna hit me with the Max C, but we got the Ash Blossom. Alright, so we're gonna negate that. Alright, then we're gonna search for the Graves. Then we're gonna send Familiar to the graveyard, activate Familiar, sending Graves to the graveyard, special summon Familiar, activate Familiar, search for Shadow Vampire. Activate the Retainer in the graveyard, sending the Ghost to the graveyard, getting our Omni Negate. Then with these 2 monsters, we're gonna go into our sprint. Okay, then with the sprint, we're gonna send the Mad Mauler to the graveyard. Okay, then we're gonna activate the Vampire Ghost so that we can normal summon the Shadow Vampire. Activate the Shadow Vampire, special summon the Scarlet Scourge, bringing back our Graves. Activate Graves. I'm gonna make him send monsters to the graveyard. And the reason why I chose to send monsters is to kind of get an idea of what I'm going up against, but he ended up sending an Ash Blossom, so yep. But anyway, so now with the Mad Mauler, we're gonna target the Graves, making it a level 4 so that we can special summon the Mad Mauler back onto the field. And then with the Graves and the Mad Mauler, we're gonna go into our Immortal Dragon. Okay, we're gonna activate Immortal Dragon, sending our Ghost Sleeper to the graveyard, getting our Ghost Fusion. And then with these 2 monsters, we're gonna go into our Borreload Savage Dragon. Okay, then we're going to get our sprint. Now we have our Omni Negate, activate our Ghost Fusion, sending the Scarlet Scourge to the graveyard and banishing the Chang-Chi because our life points is lower than our opponents. Getting our Necro Dragon. Then we're going to banish the Shadow Vampire so that we can special summon the Chang-Chi. And then since a level 5 or higher zombie monster was special summoned, then that's going to trigger the Graves. We're going to burn for 2,000 to special summon the Graves back onto the field. And then with the Chang-Chi, we're gonna send the Banshee to the graveyard. Alright, and then with these 2 monsters, we're gonna go into our Beatrice. Then we're gonna activate Banshee, getting our Zombie World onto the field. Then we're gonna activate Beatrice, sending the Ringo Worm to the graveyard. Activate the Ringo Worm, getting our level 2 tuner token. And then with these 2 monsters, we're gonna go into Baron de Fleur. Alright, and then we're gonna set Forbidden Droplet, and we're gonna set our Vampire Domination. Okay, remember, make sure that you have Toggle on so that you can send the Doom King to the graveyard in the standby phase or in the draw phase, and then he can special summon himself back in the standby phase. And then once again, because a level 5 or higher zombie monster was special summoned, the Grace can special summon herself back onto the field. So our Vampire Domination is now alive. Alright, so our opponent is playing Vanquished Soul with Kashtira. Okay, he's going to activate the field spell, getting the Unicorn. Okay, he's gonna special summon the Fenrir, activate the Fenrir, getting himself a Rise Heart. Okay, then he's gonna activate Stake Your Soul, revealing the Rise Heart, special summoning the Raisin. Raisin is gonna activate. I am going to negate that with the Vampire Domination. Alright, and then now I can gain some life points. Okay, now he's going to normal summon the Raisin. Now here he's going to try to banish my Borrelo Savage with the Fenrir. So I'm going to activate my Forbidden Droplet and I'm going to send the Grace and the Beatrice to the graveyard. And I'm going to negate both of his monsters. Put a stop to that. Alright, and then now he's going to go into a Cerberus. And once again with the Cerberus, he's going to try to get rid of my Borrelode. But I'm going to activate the Doom King, and the Doom King is going to negate that. Alright, and that's all he wrote. Now it's back to us. Okay, we draw into Sorcerer. Okay, so we're going to activate Burn on the Floor, pop in the Cerberus. Then we're going to get our Mad Mauler into the field. Normal summon our Vampire Sorcerer, and we're going to go into Vampire Sucker. And then now we can OTK him. Alright, and then this is ideally what you're trying to do with this deck. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think down below. Alright guys, so to start things off, you always want to have Vampire Ghost and either Retainer or Familiar. I prefer Familiar, but you know, what are you going to do with the RNG? So you're going to normal summon Ghost, activate Ghost, send the Retainer, get your Grace, and then you're going to send the Bat. Then we're going to activate the Bat, send Grace to the graveyard, special summon the Familiar, activate the Familiar, and then we're going to add the Shadow Vampire. Okay, then we're going to activate the Dog, send the Ghost, special summon the Dog, activate the Dog, get yourself your Omni Negate. Alright, and then now with these two monsters, you're going to go into the Sprint. Alright, and then with the Sprint, you're going to send the Mad Mauler to the graveyard. Alright, and then now here, we're going to activate the Ghost. And then we're going to normal summon our Shadow Vampire. And then we're going to special summon our Scarlet Scourge. Okay, then here we're going to activate the Scarlet Scourge, bring back the Grace. Alright, and then we're going to now activate the Mad Mauler, target the Grace, special summon him. Then you're going to go into your Immortal Dragon. Alright. Okay. Then from here, we are going to activate the Immortal Dragon and we're going to send the Ghost Sleeper. Activate the Ghost Sleeper. Get our Ghost Fusion. Okay. And then from here, we're going to go into Borrelode. Alright, then we're going to activate the Borrelode, targeting the Sprint. So now we have one Omni Negate. Okay, then now we're going to activate the Ghost Fusion. Getting our Dragon Necro, and we're going to send the Scarlet Scourge. And then we're also, since our life points is lower, then we can banish a monster from our deck. So we're going to banish the Chang-Chi. Okay, then we're going to fusion summon into the Dragon Necro. Then the Chang-Chi, because she was banished, she can special summon herself back onto the field. And then we are going to banish the Shadow Vampire. Okay, then we're gonna activate the Grace. She's gonna special summon herself back onto the field. Okay, then we're gonna activate the Chang-Chi and we're gonna send our Banshee to the graveyard. Okay, and then now we're gonna go into Beatrice. Alright, and then with Beatrice, we are going to dump the Grace. And we're going to send... Now here's the thing, you can send the Ringleworm and the Ringleworm can banish itself and it's going to give you a level 2 tuner. Or you can send the Mizuki, and then with the Mizuki you can bring back your Mad Mauler, and then you can make a level 10 as well like that. But I think for this purpose I'm gonna send the Ringleworm. Alright, so we're gonna send the Ringleworm. Okay, then we're going to activate the Ringleworm. Then we're gonna get a level 2 token. Okay, and then now you can either go into the Baron de Fleur or you can go into the Dissipator. So this is how you have a lot of flexibility with whatever you want to do. So for this purposes, I'm just gonna go into the Dissipator just to see what else can we cook. We're gonna put him in defense position. Alright, and then we can activate the Banshee. And then we can get our zombie world onto the field. And then the Dissipator can bring back one of your banished monsters. So here you can technically bring back the Ringleworm if you want. So I think we're gonna bring the Ringleworm back. And it can kind of be like follow-up play. And then from here you can activate 1-for-1, and then you can send the Doom King to the graveyard. You can special summon the Bat. And then now here you can go into Sucker using the Bat and using the Ringleworm. Alright, and then we're gonna set this and we're gonna set this. And that's pretty much your good boy. So you got Omni Negate, you got Monster Negate, and then you have the Doom King that's gonna come up. So let's just go to our end phase. And then here you can activate the Beatrice and send something to the graveyard. So here in this case we can send the Mizuki. So we'll send the Mizuki, and then that can kind of give us follow-up play for the next turn as well. Okay, and then now the Doom King comes to us. Okay, so now we have another negate. And then if you want, you can bring back the Grace if you want. But in this case, because she's gonna burn for 2,000, so you got to be careful with this one because you're gonna be now at 1,500. In this case, I'm not gonna bring her back because since we have the Vampire Sucker in the field, so our Omni Negate is active. But to play it safe, I guess we can play it safe just in case if like our Vampire Sucker gets dealt with, I don't know, like it gets tributed or something. Alright, then we join to another Infinite Impermanence. I mean, not Infinite Impermanence, Forbidden Droplet. Alright, so let's see what he's gonna do. He's gonna send the Dark Magician. So the Dark Magician, if he special summon it, he's gonna, the circle is gonna banish. So here you can pretty much do whatever you want. So if we activate the Dissipator, target one banish card, shuffle it. If you shuffled it into your opponent's deck, then you can negate it. So here, this is not gonna work. So I'm gonna negate with the Warlord. all Dark Magician wrote. So let's see. We draw into Ash. And then from here you have so much that you can do. So you can activate this, and then you can make him send like a monster or whatever, and then that's gonna trigger like the Doom King, for example. And then with the Doom King you can banish a card from the field or the graveyard. So let's banish the face down card. Alright, and then you can just put everything into attack position, and then this is like way more than lethal. But as you can see, you still have a whole lot of more follow-up plays. So let's see, if we want to continue with this, you can kind of activate this card. You can activate this. So in this purposes, we're going to, let's do this. Okay, then we're gonna draw a card, and we're gonna burn for 500 again. And then this time we're going to add our Void. Because why not? And we draw into Monster Reborn. Then you can activate this. So you have to get rid of one card. I'm gonna get rid of, let's get rid of this. And then we can bring one of these cards back to our hand. So whatever, let's bring the Shadow Vampire. Alright. And then yeah, from here you just kind of do whatever you feel like it's needed. So like for example, we can make like a dark, actually a dark would not be good because you have to get rid of the sucker if you want to, but yep, this is pretty much, you know, the gist of things. You can normal summon your Void, or you can activate this. Don't bring the Dark Magician because he's gonna activate the circle. Alright, and then you can do this. You can tribute away this, and then the Beatrice, it's not really needed anymore, but you get the gist of it. You're gonna get rid of that. But because our monsters are full, so we're not going to be able to activate Void's effect to steal monsters from our opponent's graveyard. But yep, that's pretty much the gist of it all. Now as I mentioned, this is not final. I feel like there's still some tweaking that maybe we can do to the deck, but I just wanted to showcase this. I feel like, you know, I don't know if too many people are playing vampires like this, so once again, let's just go over the deck list, what I'm going with at the moment. So we're running 3 Vampire Familiar, 2 Maxi because you know Maxi, 2 Vampire's Retainer, 1 Mad Mauler, 1 Ringo Worm, 1 Ghost Sleeper. So this is gonna search you your Ghost Fusion. And then we have 3 Ash Blossoms, 1 Ghost Mourner, 3 Vampire Ghost, 1 Mizuki, 1 Vampire Sorcerer, 1 Banshee. Then we have 1 Shadow Vampire, 1 Vampire Fraulein, 1 Vampire Graze, 1 Vampire Scarlet Scourge, 1 Chang-Chi the Spirit Dao, 2 Jacobolin. And the reason why I have 2 Jacobolin is because he's kind of like an extender, so that's one weakness to this deck, that we don't really have a lot of extenders. So like you have to rely on your normal summon, and if like the Vampire Ghost gets negated or something like that, then you don't really have a lot of extenders. So that's one thing that we can think about. How can we make, I don't know, the deck a little more flexible by having extenders? So I threw 2 Jacobolins because most of our cards are zombies. So he can special summon himself by discarding a zombie from our hand to the graveyard. And then 1 for 1 is also another kind of like extender that I threw in here. But yeah, so we got 2 Jacobolins, 1 Doom King Baladrock, 1 Vampire Void, 1 Harpy's Feather Duster. Then we have 1 Monster Reborn, 1 Foolish Burial, 1 1 for 1, 1 Ghost Fusion, So Ghost Fusion is really incredible. So you can fusion summon one fusion monster from your extra deck using only zombie monsters you control as material. If your life points are lower than your opponent's, you can also banish up to one zombie monster from your hand, deck, or graveyard. So the card that you always want to banish is the Chang-Chi, because the Chang-Chi, whenever she is banished, she can special summon herself back onto the field, and then she can allow you to mill a card from the deck into the graveyard. So yep, you always want to banish the Chang-Chi. Then we have one Zombie World, one Vampire's Domain. I guess Vampire's Domain is sort of like another extender, because if I normal summon the ghost and it gets negated, then if I have this, I can normal summon like another vampire monster. So yep. Then we got Call by the Grave. This is just like for Max Z. As you can see, we are going to be special summoning a lot, so Max Z can hurt us. And then we have two Forbidden Droplets. Forbidden Droplets just because we want to get some of these monsters into the graveyard. And then we got the one Vampire Domination. Okay, then for the extra deck, we have Dragon Necro. So this is going to be your Ghost Fusion target. You can also throw like a Garura. I was experimenting with Garura as well. Garura can also kind of work as a Ghost Fusion target. Okay, then we have Immortal Dragon. Immortal Dragon is very flexible in this deck right here. Is what's going to allow you to make a lot of these other synchro plays as well. Then we got one Borolo Savage Dragon. This is going to be your Omni Negate. Then we got one Skeletal Dragon Felgrand, one Bachroni de Fleur, one Red Eyes Dragon Lord, one Bestial Dispater, one Beatrice, and then the typical vampire stuff, one Sheridan, one Zombie Vampire. Then we have one Vampire Sucker, one Dark the Dark Charmer, one Sprint, one Fascinator, and one Yuki Onna. So yeah, this is kind of just something that I'm experimenting with. You can expect from me to make another video on this deck, but in the meantime, let me know what you guys think about it. Am I just copying over here, like, or do you think this is something that we can really make viable? But yeah, thank you all so much for checking out the video, and continue having a great day, morning, afternoon, wherever you may be in the world. And if you would like to see more of this action, then consider subscribing to the channel. It will help me out, and I will greatly appreciate it. I'm trying to hit 1,000 subscribers, and I'm getting there. I'm getting there, and it's all thanks to you guys. So yep, without further ado, Kiwami Games, peace out.